The Whitecaps wrap up their series with the Loons today with a doubleheader. Let's take you to game one. Top of the eighth, no score. Runners on first and third. Danny Soretti hits a pop-up into center field. It's an easy out for Great Lakes, but enough for a sac fly. Luis Santana comes home. Whitecaps lead 1-0. Two batters later, this is when things got a little nutty. A routine pitch by Yaw Bonsu was unable to be caught by Tyrone Lorenzo, and without hesitation, Patrick Lee runs home, evades the tag, and doubles the Whitecaps lead. That's all West Michigan needed. Whitecaps take game one, 2-0, the final. Tigers taking on the Reds, looking for back-to-back wins. And let's skip ahead because the eighth inning was the inning that kept on giving. Game tied at 2. Mark Canna down the first baseline. Matt Vierling trots on home. Canna's 33rd RBI of the season puts Detroit up 3-2. The Tigers will tack on another, and then as Carson Kelly deep into the gap at left center brings in Zach McKinstry. Kelly's bat is on fire right now. 8 RBIs in his previous 4 games. Tigers take down the Reds behind 5 runs in the 8th. 5-3, the final. Finally, nearly 5 years ago, we introduced you to Grand Valley State student Lauren Ziegler. We spoke to her 7 months after what she called the worst moment of her life, a stroke that nearly killed her. Lauren was unable to eat solid food, unable to move, unable to talk. Doctors called her a miracle. The fact that she was so active before the stroke saved her life. And now, nearly 5 years later, Lauren received her first invite to the 2024 CrossFit Adaptive Games. Here at CrossFit Lake Effect, there is a familiar face.
Recovering from a stroke was not fun, but it was a good challenge and why I could do so well mentally after, too.
It is Lauren Saul. You may know her as Lauren Ziegler, the Grand Valley State senior that we interviewed in 2019 after a stroke that nearly killed her.
So after my stroke, I set a couple goals that maybe to some would be crazy. Run a half marathon, get married, graduate, have kids.
Another goal was the CrossFit Games, and now 5 years later, Lauren received her first invite to the CrossFit Adaptive Games, making her fight all the more worth it.
I could have let it ruin me and just said, I'm gonna sit in bed and then not try to get better. But I took it as a challenge. A challenge making Lauren an anomaly. We decided to remind her of her comeback from over half a decade ago. Do I say the same thing?
I hate to use too much hyperbole, but you know, when we talk about 1 in a million, she really fits that bill.
I hated running before, and I still don't like it, but I signed up to do a half marathon because I was like, I'm not gonna just recover, I'm gonna get like better than I was before. Not much has changed, I guess.
Except a miracle happened.
Praise God that I was able to do what I can do because I really shouldn't be able to be.
Lauren is exercising better than she ever has, but not without feeling the effects of the stroke.
And I have some spasticity issues here. You can kind of tell it gets pointy and funny. And then I don't have any function in my thumb right here anymore. Like, I'm trying to move it and it doesn't move.
But doesn't limit her dreams. Lauren looks ahead to the Adaptive CrossFit Games in San Antonio.
I thought my dreams were over, but the adaptive community is just incredible and everyone is so friendly and the people who run it, it's awesome.
What a beautiful story. That'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.